Hey everybody, it's David Dyer, and welcome to Idioms episode 43. I'm your host, and Idioms is my mini-cast. 5 minutes at the most. About the same time it takes to remember the name of that guy who sat next to you in chemistry, who's now in front of you in line at the grocery store, and, well, as the name implies, I talk about idioms. Those phrases we say in everyday conversation that seem completely out of place, yet you know exactly what they mean by the way they're being used. Good, so let's go. This is Idioms episode 43, and the idiom we're going to cover today is canary in a coal mine. You've heard it. So after years of badgering me, I finally agreed to take Madonna out for coffee. I'm supposed to pick her up at like 3 p.m., but my tranny gives out, so I gotta get her on my Vespa. Well, I finally get there, and her upper lip is twitching, and then she goes ballistic on me. Needless to say, I turned around and went home, but just so you know, that quivering lip, that's your canary in a coal mine. Literal meaning, to bring a sweet little bird into the bowels of the earth. Contextual meaning, something that shows itself as a warning of potential danger or imminent failure. So let's explore the origin. Well, today's episode's going to be a little different because there's really only one origin story on this one, so it'll be more of a history lesson. And we're going to use some great research by SmithsonianMag.com to examine this. The phrase comes from the world of coal mining. You see, back in the day, coal mining was even more dangerous than it is today. Miners would go deep into the earth and risk their lives in many ways. They could be crushed or trapped at the mine collapse. They could contract a disease commonly known as black lung, which occurs when a person inhales coal dust over an extended period of time. Another danger they face is carbon monoxide. CO is generated during the oxidization of coal and during mine fires or explosions. But round about 1911, a British man named John Scott Haldane, who's considered the father of oxygen therapy, not very sexy, but whatever, Haldane came up with an idea. He suggested using birds, and more specifically canaries, as sentient animals in the mines. Now, according to Wikipedia, sentient animals are organisms that are used to detect risks to humans by providing an advanced warning of danger. Unfortunately, in this case, that warning came in the form of death. But many animals have been used to warn people. In Japan, humans knew not to eat certain fish because cats were developing something called dancing cat fever, which was caused by eating mercury-contaminated fish. And scientists can detect a high concentration of air pollution because honeybees will start to behave oddly. But back to the canaries. So based on John Scott Haldane's recommendation, miners started to take canaries into the mines with them to act as warning signs in the event they were being exposed to carbon monoxide. And why is this important? Because CO is odorless. You can be breathing it in for a while and not know it until symptoms start to show. And why canaries? Because canaries need lots of oxygen to fly, and because of that, evolution has given them the ability to take in oxygen when they inhale and exhale, and they store the additional oxygen in little air sacs. That's great for when you want to fly at high altitudes. The downside is, it also makes the bird tremendously susceptible to the effects of poisonous gas. So the canaries would show the evidence of CO long before the miners knew the gas was even present. Now, the practice was used up until about 1986 when very sensitive gas meters were developed, and those could be taken into the mines. But a lot of miners had a hard time adapting to the new technology. And it wasn't because they didn't trust it. It's because many of them had grown attached to the birds and liked having them around. They'd whistle back and forth with them while they worked, and they treated them like pets. Try doing that with an electronic meter. Not quite as fun. But in regards to the phrase's use in our everyday language today, we use it to express some kind of a warning sign about the way somebody might react to a certain situation. Maybe you've heard it, maybe you haven't. But trust me, after you've been married for 27 years, not only will you have witnessed multiple canaries in coal mines, you will have been responsible for the demise of most of them. So that's it. Episode 43 of Idioms is complete. My parents never let me have a pet bird. And come to think of it, they took the batteries out of the CO alarm outside my room and used them for the TV remote. I'm your host, David Dyer. Thanks for listening. Check back for new episodes every Tuesday and Friday, but until then, I'll catch you on the flip side.